I'm going to take a live look right now into the Canal Center in Delphi, where we are awaiting an announcement of what will change the direction of the murders of Abigail Williams and Liberty German as we know it.
Kayla, this is President Trump's third visit to the Hoosier State in just 9 days. He's about to take this stage at any moment.
This is the home where Linda Tarter lived. It's right on Portsmouth Drive, right off of Brady Lane. Animal control officers say you don't even want to open that door. The smell is that bad. 33 drivers will cross this infamous yard of bricks on Sunday, but only one will get to kiss them at the very end. It is the start of race weekend here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
We just arrived in Louisville. That is Lou-a-Vull, I'm told.
Before we wrap up today, we want to head back out to the scene of a massive fire burning in Frankfort. Dispatch confirms a firefighter was injured.
We're an hour and a half away from Sweet 16 action.
A Lafayette police officer has been shot on North 9th Street between Union and Salem Streets. Here at Cary Camp, thousands of boys have walked these trails since 1927. Now, girls have that same chance, but to get them here, the new Scouts BSA organization has a little bit of work to do. When Boiler Gold first debuted, it was one of only a handful of university-licensed beers in the entire country. Now with Boiler Black, Purdue has 2 beers to serve up on game day.
Gina, yeah, the story of the morning is these road conditions outside.
As to what we're going to hear tonight on this stage here at Newfields in Indianapolis, well, we're not exactly sure, and neither are the candidates.
DNR conservation officers just got on this creek moments ago. You heard them behind me.
We have breaking news we want to get to right away off the top of this newscast. Police have just confirmed to us that a body has been found on the east side of Lafayette. If you haven't been able to tell by now, the name A-Zip is pizza spelled backwards. Here is how the Snap Map works. So once you have the app open and you're on the main screen, you pinch and that will activate the map. The current Loeb Stadium was built in 1940 and it hasn't received a renovation in nearly 10 years. But it's not just baseball you'll see played at Loeb Stadium. And that's something Mayor Rosworski says you should be excited for. 18 inches. That's all it takes to make your car buoyant. And there is no bigger advocate for this race each and every year than Purdue head football coach Jeff Braun. Secretary of Purdue will be part of an open conversation with Purdue President Mitch Daniels today. We know we're not going to get the answer till the opening drive, but tell me, who do you think is starting at quarterback today? Look how nicely I wrapped mine. Cameron went and grabbed the paper.
I ran out of
grabbed the morning paper and wrapped
paper.
his gift in there. I don't know if I agree with that.
No, I wouldn't do any of that. I mean, it's a good tips, but
Yeah.
one day, right?
Right, I appreciate your advice, doctor, but Thanksgiving's the one day we put our diet out the window.
Exactly.
Laurel.
No way.
No way.
No.
Not sure what you just heard? Don't worry, that's the whole point here.
This switched in the last hour. Find out how this 3-second sound clip is creating quite the debate on social media. There's a hole in there and just look through
Yeah.
and
You put your back to the sun and you
Yeah.
look through the
you can
empty
see it
side. And
on the other side of the box and it reflects light.
reflects. So it works if you want to
Kinda
try
neat.
it.
So that's not camping then, that's
It's
going on
glamping.
vacation.
See, new word.
New word, I guess. Anytime I don't know a word or how to pronounce a word, which is often, I always ask Gina because she's a lot more wise than I am. We've all been in a traffic stop where we've wanted some mercy. In June of 2015, a Lafayette man was speeding to make it to an important meeting. Little did he know the officer who pulled him over would make what he calls a life-changing impact. Now, he's sharing his support of her in a time when she needs it most. Mark Farrell is the manager of the West Lafayette Post Office.
You truly never know what's going to come through that door.
He loves his job
I'll take those. How many you got?
and the people he works with.
You will not find a happier post office than this post office right here. I mean, you got to deal with Grumpy, but that's whatever.
A little louder so the rest of us can hear.
Mark hasn't always been this happy.
I had reached a point where I was just drinking a little too heavily, and my family and I decided that the best course of action for me was to go into rehab treatment.
In fact, he was on his way to one of those treatments in June of 2015. Mark had a goal of attending 90 AA meetings in 90 days. And what happened next, Mark says, changed his life.
And I knew I was running late, and if you're not there by 8:05, Sycamore Springs locks the doors. So I'm driving down Rome Drive, and I am speeding. No, I'm speeding.
That's when a police car pulled up behind him.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, I just missed my meeting. I cannot believe this happened. I'm so new to sobriety.
With the lights flashing in his rear view mirror, out comes Officer Lane Butler.
She goes, do you know why I pulled you over? I said, yeah. I said, I'm speeding, but I'm trying to make my AA meeting, and I need to be there by 8 o'clock.
As Officer Butler took Mark's ID back to her car, he had one thought.
And I'm thinking, okay, there's about a $100 fine. Okay, I'm not worried about the money. I'm just more upset I'm going to miss my meeting.
What happened next surprised him.
He goes, Mark, I'm not going to give you a ticket today, but I want to wish you the best with your sobriety, and I want to wish you good luck.
Mark wanted to share the goodness she showed him. He asked Officer Butler to take a selfie. It's a picture he cherishes, especially right now.
I worried so much for her. I prayed for her. I thought about her.
Butler was accidentally shot when a fellow officer's gun discharged on a call in January. She's still recovering, but is expected to come back to work. Mark's happy about that.
She truly is a wonderful, just an individual and a great representative of our local law enforcement.
Now, thousands of packages and 2 sober years later,
And I think of this officer all the time.
Mark knows in a small but life-changing way,
Sobriety is worth it.
Officer Butler will be stamped in his mind forever.
She truly changed a life on that random Saturday.
Well, PD Chief Pat Flannelly says Officer Butler is expected to make a full recovery and will return in 4 to 6 weeks. As for Mark, he's now happily sober and says it's absolutely worth it.
It's like, the kids need this. Well, okay, where are the kids? Well, they're in school every day, so let's let the school do it.
Is that a problem? It seems local school superintendents would agree.
It's always been my opinion that the less the State House makes decisions for public education and the more educators make the decisions for what's best for our students, community by community, the better off our children will be.
We have a very thick book that from the state and our legislators that says you will teach these things, and we keep adding to that list. We're going to water down every other area.
So what is too much? State Representative Sheila Clinker says we can't stress children out. She says the issues are in the testing.
Well, I think there are a lot of new mandates. And now the state board, of course, wants accountability, and we all agree with that, but I think it's really important that we don't stress the children out that are coming to school. I read in 3rd grade.
TSC Superintendent Scott Handback thinks it becomes too much when educators don't have time to teach social skills, and he's afraid that time may have already passed.
Oh my gosh!
But there's more and more and more put on the plates of the schools, and eventually something's got to give if we want to be able to spend time on social issues or mental health or the well-being of our students. The Indiana academic standards need to be covered. How they're taught in the classroom gets into the beauty of the craft of teaching.
English teacher Paige Klinkenbeard agrees.
Giving the teachers an opportunity to have a little bit of autonomy where we can in our classrooms is vital. Being able to create that homey environment for the students only increases the learning process.
Our day hasn't increased, our school year hasn't increased, but our requirements have increased.
Huddle's suggestion, partner with community experts and then connect them with local families.
I think we can help be a clearinghouse, but I don't think we can be the total resource to catch all.
In college, you have a lot to worry about.
School, homework, like social life and everything.
So squeezing in 4 hours a night just to walk around, that sounds like darn near a waste of time.
So when I leave the frat house, I just go wherever I feel like going, honestly.
For Purdue junior Aaron Lai, this trek he makes daily isn't to burn off a freshman 15 or to clear his head after an evening of studying. This walk is for someone he didn't know, but felt like he did. Just like the rest of the world, he was inspired by former Purdue student Tyler Trent's battle with cancer and Tyler's faith and resiliency battling the disease.
I'm really excited for this. At least for now.
Well, now was 2 weeks ago. It's Sunday, February 17th, 7 a.m. at the Delta Chi Fraternity House. The Boilermaker men's basketball team plays Indiana Tuesday night, and Aaron Lai is going to be there. Not by car, not by bus, but the long way round, 100 miles on his own 2 feet.
We're all here for him. We're all backing him up.
Aaron's goal is to raise $10,000 for Tyler Trent's Purdue Center for Cancer Research Endowment. So with a belly full of oatmeal and a good night's sleep under his 6 layers of clothes, his brothers sent him off to do just that. The first steps on a 2.5-day trek to Assembly Hall.
It's going to be a really long journey and my feet are going to hurt, but in the end, it's to benefit someone else. Purdue pride is a big part of it because we always just try to help each other out.
Incredible optimism to start.
My grandfather, he had lung cancer, and whenever like our family needed help or anything, he'd always be there in spite of having like a really late stage form of cancer. It was like he never had a disease at all. Yeah.
That's where the whole idea began. Aaron wasn't just able to relate to Tyler Trent's story, he was fascinated by it. And through the wrong turns,
this way actually, this way,
and Indiana weather, Tyler is his guiding light.
It really motivates me to like keep walking. And I'm pretty sure once I get further into my walk, I'll be feeling maybe like tired or whatever, but just like having him in my thoughts is gonna motivate me to keep going.
Aaron is from Detroit, so he knows snow and cold. He had prepared for it, but hoped it wouldn't come. Well, it did, and a lot of it too.
My face is kind of cold, yeah.
But the snow kept falling and he kept walking, step by step to a finish line, literally miles and miles away. Meanwhile, back at the frat house, the reinforcements are loading up. Aaron's brothers are rotating to bring him food, water, and dry shoes.
Every 4 or 5 hours, we have someone new like go drop off supplies. We were the first people he like approached, and honestly, none of us thought he could do it.
And driving the same path he was walking, they began to see a dot on the horizon. The reunion was short-lived. A quick banana, a change of clothes, a thankful handshake, and he was off. At this point, it was time for the TV cameras to quit stopping him. Aaron would trek more than 80 miles by the time we saw him next, making overnight stops in New Market and Cloverdale. He would meet all kinds of Hoosiers wanting to meet the kid walking for Tyler.
Every time someone comes up to me and stops me, I'm always so appreciative because it just motivates me to press on.
About 5 hours from tip-off, we caught up with him again. He was in Spencer, about 17 miles out. Time was ticking.
So I've been running and walking in between, just cycling between running and walking to make it at 6 p.m. At the rate I'm going, I should definitely be there. But if I was just walking, I would definitely not make it.
Aaron would finish the home stretch in just 4 hours, strolling into assembly around 6 p.m. And there to greet him, Tyler's parents, the first time they had met.
Brought us to tears. Gosh, what an incredible young man to, sacrifice 3 days of his life to walk 100 miles.
Well, we're up, buddy. What I love is I feel like it's that same spirit Tyler had, like in the face of adversity. You're going to persevere, and you're going to keep going, and you're going to smile.
It's so great to be finally done, and especially meeting Tyler Trent's parents. It's such an honor to do this for them, and just finally meeting them after like a month of exchanging messages and support and love.